So over the last weekend, I was testing out the new quick practice feature in F1 2021 to see if I could work out what on earth is going on with the crazy amounts of wear being put on the power unit by doing quick practice. And I did. And then the next day, update 1.06 dropped, and in the patch notes it said, quick practice no longer causes excessive wear to components. Ah, great. So that means it's fixed, right? Well, yes and no. But before we look into that, let's quickly explain how quick practice works. So the main idea of quick practice is that you don't have to drive the car all the time in practice, but you can get the benefits of doing so, like R&D points and the new upgrade discount bonuses. So once you get into quick practice, you have a certain amount of allocated time to get as many points or bonuses as possible. It's pretty much a game of risk versus reward. Do you take more risks and try and take less time, meaning you could get more rewards, but in doing so could fail to get any rewards? Or you take the more cautious route and definitely get rewards, but you could only get a few in total. Ultimately, the choice is yours. So now that we have a basic idea of what quick practice is, we can look at what's going on. As with all my testing videos, I've kept the exact same car for every test, and if you're interested, we are using the Mercedes engine in this one, as it has the worst durability of all the engines at the start of my team. So this is pretty much the worst case scenario. We will also only be doing one attempt at each of the 3 practice programs in just one practice session. Right, so here are the results from before the update, and as you can see, there is quite a lot going on. The first thing to notice is that the amount of wear you receive by doing quick practice is actually affected by the race length you've selected. So by having the short 5-lap race distance, you will actually receive the highest amount of wear, whilst doing a full length race, you will receive the lowest amount of wear. On top of that, both the short and medium length race distances only get 30 minutes of quick practice, whereas the long and full length get 60 minutes of quick practice. So immediately to me, this doesn't seem very fair. But it wasn't just in quick practice that has this level of wear. So I went and tested this out in just normal practice where I had to drive around, and I drove around for 30 minutes non-stop in the short practice session. And the level of wear I got was pretty much the same. I mean, it was a slight variation. I did 19 laps instead of 17 by accident, but the amount of wear is pretty similar. Obviously there is a slight variation. Obviously my control electronics is a lot higher because that's my driving style, just took a lot more curbs. But yeah, IC 9% for both, MGU-H 8% for both, turbocharger was pretty close, 9 and 8, energy store was 5%, I don't know why I missed that one out, and then overall, yeah, 7%. So yeah, it's very similar. So then once I'd done that, I then thought it'd be quite cool to see the amount of wear you get in a race situation compared to practice. And yeah, as you can see here, doing 57 laps, which is what, nearly 40 more laps than what we did in practice, you get 1% more wear. And doing 29 laps, so 50% race, you get 6%, 14 was only 4%. So the amount of wear that you can get do it by just in practice in general, whether that's quick practice or normal practice, just doing it yourself, is significantly higher in this game. So yeah, it's quite clear that for some reason there is different levels of wear for practice and then a different level of wear for a race, and they don't align together. They're totally different. Don't know why that is, but it's just the way it is. So what did this update actually change? Well, basically they just decided to halve the amount of wear you get from doing quick practice, which is fine because that kind of relates to what you would normally do in normal practice. Like normally you're not going to go out and spend half an hour or an hour just driving around constantly. You pretty much just go and do the practice programs, which I think is around 8 to 10 laps max. So that kind of balances itself out, but you still have the big problem for me of that there's a sliding scale from short to full. So if you do full races, you still get less wear and more benefits. Like it doesn't make sense to me. So this is how I personally would have fixed this. Now, not that Codemasters are going to be watching this, but hey, I'm still going to give my 2 cents on it. I would have firstly removed the different types of wear. So just have the practice wear and the race wear the same, regardless. I don't know why they're different. And then I would also get rid of the difference in time. So just make every quick practice 60 minutes, regardless of if you're doing a short race or the full race, because the majority of people are probably going to be doing the short or 25% races because they want to do more races more often. They don't have hours to spend just doing one race. And also it just means it's fair for everyone then. So everyone can get all the perks and benefits that they want. Like they're not being held back just because they're doing a shorter race length. That doesn't make sense to me. And also, yeah, the wear level would be the same for everyone as well. So it would be nice and equal for everyone, regardless of what session length you want to do. And also whether you're doing 14 laps in practice or you do 14 laps in the race, it all is the same. Surely that makes more sense. So when I was testing out all this stuff, I did find some quite interesting things out, which I thought I would share with you guys now, as for some of you, this is going to be pretty useful. So if you do 10 race seasons, you actually get twice as much wear, which makes sense because it's scaled up. So instead of doing 20 race seasons, you're doing 10, so you get twice as much wear, pretty much get the same amount of use out of each engine. That's fine, absolutely fine with that. So if you manage to get all the R&D points and bonuses from doing the normal practice yourself when you go out and drive, you can't then get anything from the quick practice. If you save up enough discount bonuses for a certain upgrade, you can actually end up getting that part for free. So you don't actually need to spend anything. And also the discount seems to last forever as far as I could see. Maybe if you go to the next season it wipes out, but yeah, as long as it's free, you might as well do it. And also if that part then fails, you also then get the re-upgrade or the doing it all over again for free as well, which is an absolute touch. So when you get to this screen, sometimes it says that your teammate has got some bonuses and you're thinking, oh great, good job teammate. But actually they haven't done anything, because then if you go and check, there is no upgrade bonuses or discounts anywhere to be seen. So although it says they get upgrades, I don't know what they get upgrades for, because it's definitely not for that. Bruh.